Hey Northridge, Pastor Manny here. I'm in the sanctuary, just kind of dreaming about Sunday. I'm excited to welcome you all back as we worship together in person for the first time in just over 2 months. Of course, COVID-19 has had us all worshiping from home and different places through the blessing of technology, but we are excited to be back together. Nothing quite replaces our in-person fellowship, and so we are just ecstatic to be welcoming you back. I just wanted to give you a short message to let you know what to expect as you arrive Sunday morning for worship. First and foremost, right now we are just resuming with the worship service. And so Sunday school, small groups, youth groups, Awana, other groups that meet in the church, we're still suspending those for the time being as we continue to monitor what the experts are saying as far as COVID goes. We do believe that there is only a small amount of virus in the Sedgwick County area, and so we are just really blessed that Wichita hasn't been impacted as severely as some previously thought. But we still want to take safety measures because there are people in our congregation that are a little more vulnerable to the virus, and so we have a lot of elderly. We have some people that are immunocompromised and things like this, and so we just want to be thoughtful. We want to meet them with love, and so that's why we're asking you to join us as we take some of these precautions. So friends, on Sunday morning when you arrive to the church, this main entrance that's labeled Worship Center will be the only one that's open, unlocked for you to enter. That's for a couple of reasons, but mainly it's so that we can have just the smallest number of volunteers that we need for Sunday morning. So please enter through those main entrance doors. As you come through the foyer, this ought to look familiar to you. You'll have your greeting team as you always do. They'll be here ready to welcome you with a smile. We are having all of our volunteers and ministry staff wear masks. And so that might be something that's a little bit unusual for you. But if you've been around grocery shopping or going to the doctor or things like that, I'm sure you've gotten used to seeing people in masks. So it'll be very similar to that. We are also asking that if you have a mask at home that you can bring with you, we are not requiring our congregation to wear masks, but we are just strongly encouraging and asking that you make that gesture of love. Again, for the more vulnerable people in our congregation, we have a lot of elderly and some that have health conditions that wearing masks might help mitigate any risk that they're facing by coming to worship. So on Sunday morning, it's pretty normal. You'll come through here just like you always do. I'm sure there'll be lots of faces that you're ready to see. Again, we're trying to mitigate risks, so we're asking that you avoid handshakes and hugs, at least for the time being. As you come into the sanctuary, you'll notice it looks very much the same, except for we've sectioned off some sections of pews here. You can see the ropes. There'll be signs there for you on Sunday morning just letting you know that these pews are closed in order to practice social distancing. So we think that there'll be plenty of seating. If for some reason we run out of room, we have set up the gym as an overflow, and there'll be a video feed of the service. So, and then if you take a look here, let's see if I can get the right angle here. One of these pews that's open, there's some blue tape, and that blue tape is just about every 6 feet. And so that's just to help different family groups, if there's more than one family in the pew, to be able to spread out, and so we can continue to practice that 6 feet of social distancing that our medical professionals are encouraging us to practice. So again, sanctuary looks pretty much the same. It's really empty. It's been empty for about 2 months, and so I'm just super excited to see all of your smiling faces back here on Sunday at 10:15 for our worship service. Another thing that you might not be used to is once the service ends, we are going to ask that we dismiss from the back rows towards the front. And so if you're sitting towards the back of the sanctuary, we'll ask you to leave first and work our way to the front. Again, this is just to avoid unnecessary groups of people in the hallways, in the foyer, things like this. We definitely want you to take time to have conversations, to catch up with people. We just ask that you take those conversations out into the parking lot, just so that they're out in the open air, little safer to do it there. So again, this is only temporary. We'll continue to pull back on the restrictions as we feel that it's safe to do that. Our definite hope is that we can return to our normal, warm, usual expressions of fellowship, lots of hugs, lots of handshakes, great conversations, enjoying cups of coffee together. But until then, we're just going to continue to do what we can to mitigate risks and still be able to worship together. So a couple of other things that you might just need to know. We are not going to have our coffee bar open. We're not going to have donut time on Sunday morning. We are encouraging you, if you want to bring your own cup of coffee or tea or water or whatever it is, we want to keep things as close to normal as we can. And so feel free to bring those with you and sip on those as we're going through the worship service. We won't have bulletins for the time being. Those will return hopefully in the next few weeks, but we just want to try to avoid handing out things if we don't have to. So again, just a reminder, there will be some hand sanitizer probably on that table right there, as well as another table with some hand sanitizer on it. There'll be disposable masks for those of you that forget to bring a mask from home and that would like to wear one. Again, we're not requiring that of anyone, and so if you show up without a mask, we're not going to kick you out. We're not going to make you put one on, but we are just asking that you take that consideration for those in our congregation that are more vulnerable. But again, if you don't wear one, no judgments. You'll still be welcome, and we'll worship together. So I believe that's all right now. You should also be getting a newsletter soon that will have information about what to expect on Sunday morning. All of our greeters and ushers and volunteers have also been briefed on what their expectations are, and so they will make sure to maintain their social distancing. They'll have masks on, and they'll just continue to practice the precautions that we've put in place, at least for this season of life. So our leadership team will be meeting in the next week or two to discuss how long these restrictions should be in place and what the next step might be. But we are excited to be back together, and we hope to see you on Sunday. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you. Bye.